The horse is the most useful and noble conquest of man,"
said Buffon. Long domesticated, this large mammal of the equine family can still be found in the wild in certain regions of Asia. With a single toe per foot, the horse is a non-ruminant herbivore with a sleek coat, manner, and tail made of hair. It mainly feeds on grass, hay, and cereals, and drinks about 40 liters of water per day. The colors of its coat vary: bay, a reddish fur marked with black on the manner, tail, and ears; piebald, white with dark spots; chestnut, a nuanced brown coat. The lower part of its leg sometimes has a white spot called a fetlock. In ancient times, this was seen as an ill omen in battles. While the horse's vision is fairly poor, its keen hearing allows it to sense the approach of an earthquake or a predator. It can also sleep lightly while remaining standing. Several demons appear on horseback to those who summon them. Chiridirels comes to the aid of lost travelers. Simmeries, a grand marquis mounted on a black stallion, commands 20 legions in the African parts of the Infernal Empire. A grammar, logic, and rhetoric professor, he is also a treasure hunter and reveals everything he has found. With his long beard and white hair, Phorcas, a knight and grand president of hell, resembles a strong man. Mounted on a large destrier, he commands 29 legions, a javelin in hand. He knows all the benefits of herbs and precious stones, teaches logic, aesthetics, pyromancy, and makes men invisible, clever, and vain. A treasure discoverer, he also helps find lost items. Bathim, a duke in hell, leads 30 legions of demons, riding a pale white horse. Tall and strong, he looks like a man but has a serpent's tail. As knowledgeable as Phorcas about the virtues of herbs and precious stones, he transports men from one country to another at great speed. In the Middle Ages, one was a knight when fighting on horseback, and undoubtedly, the essence of the knight is intimately linked to his mount. The horse is also, in the countryside, a working tool that contributes to the prosperity of breeders and farmers. Therefore, in case of illness, magical formulas combining crosses, prayers to God and the saints, and mysterious words strung together should be pronounced. To be effective, prayers must be recited on an empty stomach before sunrise. Farcy, a deadly disease in horses, requires an even stricter ritual, which must be repeated for 3 consecutive Fridays, on an empty stomach and without any intimate relations during the night. The horse is first bled. Its nostrils are pierced before forcefully crossing it with a note containing prayers between its manner. It is then led to a dung heap, and drops of manure are sent onto the tumors caused by Farcy. This treatment promises healing within the following month. Allard, Guichard, Renaud, and Richard, sons of Duke Aymon, vassal of Charlemagne, had a horse with fabulous powers. Of ordinary size, Bayard was capable of lengthening his back to accommodate several riders. And so he led the 4 brothers, future knights at the king's court. They served the king faithfully until the day when, playing chess with Berthollet, Charlemagne's nephew, Renaud mortally wounded him. Desperate, the young lords mounted their Bayard and fled into the Ardennes forest. Thanks to the magical power of their mount, which crossed valleys in a single leap, they were able to quickly escape their pursuers. For 7 years, the 4 brothers lived peacefully in their secret retreat until Charlemagne finally discovered it and besieged the castle. Ready to surrender, the boys owed their salvation to a secret passage they took on horseback on their faithful steed. Bayard galloped at a dizzying speed. Several times, he crossed the Meuse River in a single bound to escape the enemy until Charlemagne's troops threw him into the river, calming the sovereign's anger at once. Since then, according to legend, on moonless nights, the marvelous horse returns to haunt the undergrowth of the Ardennes forest, and one can still see the hoofprint left in the rock by one of its prodigious leaps.